Pretty interesting post here that we got from Alerting the Law. Says, bro, this guy worked officially on the game South of Midnight and is now confirming that Microsoft actively discourages artists from creating curvy female characters in its games. The pattern has seemed obvious for a while. Look at his Lara Croft. Someone should interview him. That person being Anima Lune, who responded to a different post of Learning the Law where he said, like a clockwork, posting this headline from an article that says, Microsoft does not want curvy women in video games, warns developers against certain body proportions, which Lune responded to, writing, I've worked on a couple productions for Xbox, and I can say that it's absolutely true. Now, of course, anyone with eyes could also tell that this is true, but it's always nice getting some more what you could call internal confirmation. Then we have this response where a user posts a now deleted tweet from a different artist, this being this guy named Del Walker, aka Cartel Del, who often defends the modern audience side of things, the corporate side of things. On a rare break from that, he actually made this post that also gave insight into what goes on behind the scenes in a negative light, but he later seems to have deleted this tweet and then made an apology of sorts. You'll see what I mean when we get to that. But check this out real quick. So, says Del Walker, video game industry artist, had said, there's been a handful of times that I've pitched black women characters that look like this, the picture on the left. Then, after 10 iterations, the concept or model comes back without a speck of the original beauty I pitched. I'm not talking about mild changes. I'm talking about pose, aura, style, softness, age, flair. I hate giving Gamergate men fuel. But it's very difficult to pitch beautiful or vain black women in games without them coming back like grocery store aunties. There is room for both. So in this example, he apparently pitched the left idea and it came back as the one on the right. I always find it funny when someone agrees with the chuds, but they're like, I hate to agree with the chuds, or I hate to agree with the Gamergaters. Like, you already admit that the chuds are correct in their criticism of the AAA industry and the corpos. But for your own political brain rot, your own ideological nonsense, you're like, oh, they're right, but I hate agreeing with them. Anyways, as mentioned, Cartel Del Walker, the same dude, later walked it all back. He walked it all back. I guess the corpos were mad with him, and he made this tweet. After some private DMs today with other black devs, I will no longer be publicly discussing black representation. I love how, like, that's also capitalized, like, black representation in games for the foreseeable future. No more panels, articles, podcasts, nothing. This is not up for discussion, nor is an invitation to try and change my mind. Cheers. Oh my gosh, grown adults acting like this, grown industry devs like mad at him for talking about the reality of what they're doing, and then Dell like actually capitulating to these weak-minded people. It's just such a pathetic thing to witness. Grown men with no spines at all. Although I will clarify, he didn't really walk back what he said in the prior tweet. You know, he wasn't like, oh, it's not actually true. But you know what I mean. Figure of speech. He like he does regret having posted it. And he's letting these other black devs like bully him over it. But going back to the dev from today, the one who's talking about this Microsoft stuff, that being Anima Lune, we've also got a Reddit post here on our debate games with some interesting responses. Let's check this out. The post reads, South of Midnight character artist admits that Microsoft doesn't want curvy, attractive women in video games and warns developers against using certain body proportions. Does it bother you that Microsoft has a bias against certain women? Let's check out some of the top responses here. We've got at the very top, wouldn't this be considered sexist? It's assuming women can't handle seeing attractive women in games. You don't see men complaining about the overly jacked or shredded men in games. They should really allow developers to have the creative freedoms as long as they are legal. Then we got this one, because I don't know what other words to use. It's to avoid the woke mob, to avoid being called sexist and objectifying women. They got a response that reads, see Stellar Blade or Tomb Raider, but I would rather say quote unquote mob as the number of people actually having an issue. There was never visible in sales. This gets 8 upvotes. Now I gotta just kind of break away for a second, guys. I'm like worried. This is happening more and more to me lately. I don't know if it's my brain. I don't know if I'm messed up or something, but like this comment literally doesn't make sense to me. Like I actually don't know what they're saying here, but it got 8 upvotes. So I'm like worried. I'm like, so wait, people understand this? So if you understand this comment, please let me know. Maybe I need to see a doctor or something, man. Next top comment reads, You want to know how to get low sales among your target demographic? This is how you get low sales among your target demographic. And then we got this. Maybe because the women running the show and men are not curvy and attractive and force their opinions on devs. I'm looking at you, The Last of Us 2, Concord, Dragon Age, Veilguard, etc. Yes, not Xbox, but a good example. Men and women all have different body types and appearances. From a selling point, it's better to get the more attractive looking people. It's just a fact that sex sells. Not gonna lie. And then there's this one. No, not support anything you feel might be made for the modern audience. The end. 9 upvotes. This subreddit is actually pretty based. At least the responses here are pretty based for the most part. Which is to say, you can expect that the the power mods on Reddit are probably going to try to get this whole subreddit banned. Probably. You know how it is. Every single time a subreddit goes against the hive mind, they try and shut that stuff down. Microsoft needs to back the F off and let developers create. Yeah, we definitely need more ugly girls in video games. Everybody loves to play, everybody loves to watch and play fat girls. Make them gay, too. I mean, that Western studios have issues there is known, at least since Del Walker. Oh, speaking of Del Walker, holy smokes, look at this one. Let me start again. I mean, that Western studios have issues there is known, at least since Del Walker talked about and got immediately silenced in regards to his dev work on attractive black characters. There's definitely a bias against making characters too visibly attractive. There is a reason the women they've showed in Fable first as protagonists look so bad. Or why in Diablo 2 Resurrected, the Amazon looks like Willem Dafoe. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had to look that up. Dude, what the frick is this? What is this? Oh my gosh. They actually made this. They actually made this and put it in the game and released it. Like, dude, that's crazy. Believe it or not, if I zoom out a little bit, like, it still gets even worse. Like, this looks even worse. Like, this looks like a guy. Like, straight up. But some guys, you know, they can look cool or handsome or cute, but, like, this is just gross. This is like a gross guy. Like a creepy man. It reminds me of the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 stuff that was going on a little while back, and everyone was like, dude, which one is even which? Like, why do these people, these Western devs, these corporations keep doing this here in the West over and over and over again? And then the gaming circle jerk people will not actually circle jerk. They'll unironically, like, defend this stuff. Be like, oh, the gamers are just, they're just far-right chuds or whatever. Why? Because we pointed out that they're actually doing this and we're talking about it? It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy how tribalistic that stuff is. We end with the most Reddit thing that we've seen in this entire video. So this person disagreed with the OP in the Reddit post we were going over about the South of Midnight dev person calling this stuff out, right, about Microsoft. And so this comment says, with -7 downvotes, chalk, and again, this is on our debate games, by the way. So it says, chalk it up to an overcorrection of hypersexualized women in all media, which is absolutely a problem with real-world social consequences. Hey, if you don't support the corporations ruining these images of women, you're hurting women. Okay, sure, that's how that works. So I would imagine that whoever is responsible for this decision at Microsoft has confused feminine features like curvy hips and boobs for filthy sex symbols that will corrupt the youth. What? And then people point out why the take's bad. And the same person gets -10 downvotes for this one, says, oh, this is an incel sub. Later. Okay, like I said, the most Reddit thing in this entire video. Good job. I'll leave it there, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about the latest, and I'll see you in the next one.